I'm trying. I'm seeing if it works. Just wait a minute. It is. It's working. So we're live. It's our first live episode. So it's working now. It's on now. Or at least it
Wow.
should be. It should be. So we're live there on YouTube. All right. So
Wait,
well,
hold
this
on.
is,
Let me check my breath. All right, I'm
is it
good.
good? I don't think we have that technology yet. They can't smell
Oh,
your
okay.
nasty
Yeah,
breath.
that's good. Yeah.
All right. So we were gonna have Uncle Bill on, but I think he might have got lost or something with Uncle Bobby. It was going to be the Uncle's episode, but now it can just be the Uncle Show. So welcome to episode 25. We have our Uncle Bobby with us this evening, and I wanted to start off just he's taking a break from climbing on the roofs and all the other fun stuff, and I just wanted to start off with just having him share a story from back in the day when he thought somebody was dead in a freezer. Is he with us still?
Froze.
Did we lose him?
He froze up
David?
on us.
Did he freeze up
Can
on
you
us?
hear me?
He might
On live?
hear
Uh-oh,
us,
Lori.
though.
Get me back on.
But
Can
look
you
at
hear
him.
us, Uncle Bobby?
So
he looks so relaxed, but he's froze up on. You better text him. Tell him he's frozen up on us. This is fantastic. That is fantastic. Call him up. We'll keep this thing running. Oh, that's amazing.
he'll come back.
Yeah, he does. If you go to the YouTube channel, he's frozen there with his hands in the air. he'll be back on. Tell him he can pop back on anytime. What's up?
We've got an interruption here. What's
All
your
right.
kid?
No, we're good. It's okay. This episode's live.
What's
So
your kid?
he just couldn't sleep, so I told him to deal with it. So we'll wait and see wait and see if Uncle Bobby comes back. In the meantime, we'll just sit here and chit
So-
chat.
Today, I went to.
You're fuzzing up. That's your mic. You're kind of like talk.
Now?
Yeah, good. It has like a rattle.
Here. Not sure.
Hey, he's back.
I'm back.
He's
I don't know what
back.
happened.
No,
I'm
it's
back.
okay. It's that South Carolina technology.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's not as good as in the
it's
Midwest.
a southern thing.
It's a southern thing. Well, anyways, I was saying, I don't know if you heard me. I was saying all the stuff, introducing everything and uncles and all that stuff, and it's just the Uncle Show. And he's got his good hat on. It says, let's read it for the people. Pro-God, pro-life, pro-gun, American. That's
American.
it right there.
Yeah.
We don't act like here, so don't hold us accountable.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go get some chewing tobacco.
Yeah, don't hold us accountable for what Uncle Bobby might or might not say. So
He does not.
I'm gonna
he
be
does not
good.
Represent accidental nonsense.
No, but we wanted to start off by sharing the story from way back in the day. I don't even know how old I was. I forget where you were at, but you thought a dead person was put in. You were with the Salvation Army at the time. At your Salvation Army, you thought a dead person. You found a dead person in your freezer. Can you tell us what happened?
It was in Alliance, Ohio, and a bunch of the family, probably the two of you included, were downstairs, and they called me downstairs, and your two's brother climbed into this box freezer, and he put ketchup on his leg and across his arm or whatever, and he was half hanging out in the freezer. And when you get to the bottom of the steps, the first thing you see is the freezer. And
Yeah.
I'm a very emotional guy. I wear my feelings on my sleeve. And
Emotionally aggressive.
well, I like to use the word passion. Passion.
Good.
Aggressive is a little aggressive.
Passionately
And-
aggressive.
I get to the bottom of the steps, and my mind saw, because like Aunt Lori and your mom, they're screaming, Bob, come quick. So I'm like, oh crap. That they had me at the scream, and I still
Yeah.
had to go down all the steps. I get to the bottom of the steps, and there's Matt looking like cold and dead, and I did not recognize him. In my mind, it was a body. It wasn't a family member. I didn't know who it was. There was a dead dude in my core. And I just started hyperventilating. I turned around and ran back up the steps. I'm trying to scream, he's dead, or, oh, no, call 911. I'm like, call, no. I couldn't get it out. And then Aunt Lori ran after me or something and grabbed me and calmed me down and told me it was my
because
nephew.
everyone else was pretty calm, and you were the it's like
Yep. When you would think your mom and Aunt Lori who were screaming, when I got there, they're all just standing. I assume they were standing around. I didn't see nothing but a dead man in the freezer. So you all could have just floated into the air and I wouldn't have known it.
And you were done.
Yeah. But when I calmed down and I went back downstairs, I thought Grandpa was going to have a heart attack because I scared the bejeebies out of him because he was watching me hyperventilate and thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah, that would have been a bad way to go if we were trying to play a joke on you and then you ended up having a heart attack because of our joke.
Killing someone.
Oh man,
could have been a backfire.
I wish I would have had a heart attack but been all right.
Yeah, heart attack but still lived.
Yeah, that would have been great. Hysterical.
That was one of my favorite stories ever growing up. I mean, I think there's a lot that involve you, but acting probably similar ways. but that was definitely one of my favorite of all time, I think.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was really crazy. Good stuff.
My son keeps waking me up. He's interrupting me. He's supposed to be in bed. Well, here, our Uncle Bobby, he had a change of career a couple years ago, and he's been on roofs ever since. Maybe it was a year or two ago. But do you have have you ever fallen off a roof? Is there any stories do you have any funny stories of your roofing experience that you can share?
Last year, we were taking some solar panels off of a roof because we had to get the roof ready to replace it. And the guy I was working with, he handed me the solar panel, anyway, the ladder slipped and I did a belly flop from gutter level, which is maybe 8 feet, but of course I wasn't quite 8 feet. So I was lower than that, but it was the weirdest thing because I did a belly flop and I didn't get hurt, but I thought to myself, the way the ladder went out from under me and I couldn't stop anything. I think I cut myself trying to stop me somewhere. I cut myself, but I literally did a belly flop like you would do in the water. And I can remember I hit the ground and came up a little bit and then, settled, but obviously not a lot, and I'm thinking that was really weird. I just did a belly flop on the ground off of a ladder.
And you're walking away.
I wasn't hurt. I was fine.
Right.
So you
and you go ahead, Kristen.
No.
No, okay. I was gonna say, and you don't even have as much cushion as you used to in the belly region. Because you've lost some pounds.
Some cushion to protect yourself.
Yes,
you need some.
I could have used a little extra beef. For that
you needed your beef back.
What's the number one thing that you didn't know about roofing that you've learned?
That's a great question. Because in June of 2020, when I became a project manager in the roofing industry, I can tell you in one sentence what I did know about roofing. During football season, when I was watching the Steelers beat another team and it was raining really hard, if there was no dripping on me, my roof was working.
Right.
That's what I knew about roofing. I
keep the water out.
I didn't, because here I'll throw things at you that you and the listeners won't understand a lot of it if you're not in roofing. So I didn't know an architectural roof from a 3-tab roof. I didn't know what ice and water barrier was. I didn't know what drip edge was. I didn't know what starter shingles were. I didn't know a gable roof from a hip roof. and that's just a handful of terminologies that
Right.
I didn't know any of that.
Do you have a favorite kind of roof?
What's your favorite roof?
Probably my favorite roof would be a metal roof, which I've never done and I know nothing about, and probably would fail at trying to sell it. Which, let's see, the 5 times I did, I failed. But metal roofs can be really cool, and that's it. That's the last roof you, your children, their children, and their children will have. But the architectural, right now my favorite roof is a nailable solar shingle roof.
Oh,
Yeah, you've been advertising that a bunch. That's
Yes.
good though.
Yeah. So GAF, the largest manufacturer of shingles in North America, who we get 90% of our shingles from,
Right.
came out with in December and created the world's only first nailable solar shingle. Elon Musk claimed to create a nailable solar shingle, but or a solar shingle.
Yeah.
I don't know if he used the word nailable, but very expensive, and he's had a ton of problems with it.
Right.
So GAF decided to take him and the world on, and now we're offering these to homeowners. And this week, 2 of those roofs went on about 150 yards from my house.
Nice. And are you planning on getting one?
November 14th.
Ooh.
Beautiful. And so they beat out Elon Musk, the man who wants to go to Mars. Just beat him out.
Well, I mean, I think he's still offering what he would call shingle solar shingles. But yeah, I think these are gonna
Better.
be the ones.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
So
Speaking
this
of
is
roofs,
like
I had.
new. Wait.
Go ahead, Kristen.
I went down a wormhole with this, and it doesn't have to do with roofs. But have you ever heard of what kind of roofs? But have you heard of copper gutters? They're just copper
I
gutters,
mean,
and they look cool. If you look them up, they look crazy expensive from what I looked up
So,
yes,
But
they
they look nice
would be.
on a house because they're like
you-
if you like that copper color.
Did you actually, when you looked them up, did you saw copper gutters that people could?
Yeah,
copper
like
gutters
people
on their
on
house?
right?
Yeah.
It's not roofs.
I mean,
Got-
no, that's the first time I've ever heard of it when you just said it, but it doesn't surprise me.
you have to have a certain kind of like aesthetic to your house though to attach copper gutters.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that would look really weird otherwise.
really weird. I've never seen a copper gutter, so I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll show the audience.
Have you ever seen black
Nice.
gutters?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Have you ever-
colorblind.
Have you
Maybe yes.
black?
Maybe. Yeah.
Michael got black gutters recently, and
I have
when they
seen
ripped
that.
my roof off on the 14th, what?
I have seen those. It looks nice.
What'd you say,
with, like,
Kristen?
with like white houses and stuff, it looks nice because it's like a little.
Yeah,
trim.
yeah,
They look good.
yeah. Or even like my siding is yellow, and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna go nice because we have black shutters now
Mhm.
on 2 of the windows on the front of the house, and so I'm getting black gutters. I'm looking forward to that.
What
Beautiful.
is? Never mind, David. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna get since we're talking about roofs, we're just
You were
it's
gonna
this
get
the
some
topic
copper
right now.
gutters?
We were gonna get metal roofs on the Salvation Army in New York, but then I was like, and it was for the chapel, but then I was like, nah, I'm probably gonna move away from that because if it starts raining, it could be really loud with
But
the metal roofs
Some
in
of
the
them, they must
chapel.
have an option for like some soundproofing under, right? Some of them.
I don't know
they?
the rules. I don't know.
I don't know the rules.
Yeah,
because some.
I'm very unfamiliar with metal. I know that in our church a couple of weeks ago it rained really hard, and it sounded like Russia had invaded us, and it was getting ready to come through the roof.
So it might not
I
be
don't-
too far off.
Yeah,
It's
probably
coming.
shouldn't say that, but
Hey,
it's
listen, you
got
can
to
say
be
anything.
louder. I always thought that too. It's got to be louder.
Yeah, it has to be, right? So that's
Yeah,
why I
because
steered.
the asphalt shingles that we put on mainly now, which is either the architectural or the three. Well, we don't do three tab. The architectural it's an asphalt shingle, and that in and of itself, the thickness of that would not allow the pounding rain, the noise of the
Right.
pounding rain, to be really loud as compared to hitting the metal.
Right.
So when you're up on the roofs, did you have to get used to like a technique of walking up on the roof? Did it take a bit to get used
No,
to?
he just knows that if he falls, he belly flops and he's fine. So
Yeah. I just need to stop losing weight
face
so I have
first.
enough padding. At the age of 55 in June of 2020, I entered into the roofing industry, and I'd never climbed roofs in my life. And after 3 months of constantly calling your cousin Michael to come examine roofs for me because I was struggling with what you just asked, Kristen,
Mhm.
I finally got what I call my roof legs. Yes, there's muscle memory in your legs that you have to develop for walking on roofs. You got to get used to the boots. The boots were killing my feet.
There are special
So I'd
boots.
sit down on the top of the roof and take a break, and then I'd get back up and continue to do my
Good to
thing.
go.
So do you have
Um,
special
so yes.
shoes specifically for walking on the
It-
roofs?
Yes, there's a specific shoe. When the padding on the bottom of the shoe wears out,
Hmm.
you pull it off and throw a new one on.
A new padding.
Velcro.
Interesting.
It's called a cougar paw.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
David wants
Why
one
do
of
they,
those.
why do they call it a cougar par?
Well, I guess no. Don't
That's
know.
above your pay grade. Call Michael.
Yes, cougars are really good on roofs. I don't know. That's what I heard.
You told me you're afraid of heights,
I am.
but you make it work.
Well, so on most roofs that I go on, just a one-story home, I don't even. It's like being on the ground now for me. It's not a height to me.
Yeah.
Well, when I get towards the edge, maybe a little bit, it's still a height, but I've kind of conquered that. Sometimes I'll have a 2-story house, like down by the beach. You might have a 2 or 3 story. I call that a high rise. That's a high rise to me, 2 or 3
Right.
stories. And yeah, I'm not too into that really. I just like my house. It's good enough.
Yeah.
That's right. I couldn't do it. I'm scared of heights. So moving away from roofs now. Now I've been. We'll ask some just fun questions, right? You're a pretty adamant anti-Biden person. I specifically don't like him either. But what's
Thank
the
God.
what's like the worst thing right now for you that you think in the state of the country, whatever? What's the worst thing going on right now?
Oh, geez, where do you begin?
Just pick one.
What's a big one?
The dude is the reason why gas prices are so high, but he's going to borrow 15 million barrels of oil from the reserve. And I couldn't believe it when the news said that we use about 20 or 25 million barrels of oil a day.
Right.
So, I mean, but that's just a current thing that I heard. But
Yeah.
it's funny to hear him talk about how during the hurricane,
Yeah.
he warned the industry to not be spiking prices and so on and so forth. And literally on his first day of office, he cut off the pipeline coming out of Canada. I can never remember the name of it. You guys probably are familiar with what I'm
The
talking
Keystone
about.
Pipeline?
The
Keystone Pipeline?
Yeah, Keystone.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming down out of Canada. So, but I mean, gas is just one aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think one thing too, and it's fun to make fun of him as well, but it's also sad because he has no idea. I don't know if you could see this, but I'm going to just show a little video. This was just out today. All right. So they're asking Biden about something. Hold up. Let me pull it up.
This was from
So yeah, or sometime they don't want. So some Dems don't want him to campaign for him in their state or something like that, I think.
Right.
And he was asked about it. So let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you can hear
I
it.
can see it.
Hold it. Okay, here, ready?
Yeah.
Ohio said he doesn't want you there. Warnock said wouldn't say. Do you think they're making a mistake?
No, there's 16 there I've already gone in for yet, and a lot more are asked.
did you listen? That was him talking. He basically said, "No, there's 6 there." Blah, 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 blah. Like you can't make it up.
It happens a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't make this stuff up.
I don't understand why. What country is it? No, not China. Taiwan. What's the one country that they're acting like they may attack another country right next to them or whatever, kind of like Russia did Ukraine?
China.
Yeah, Taiwan. Is it Taiwan?
I guess, yeah. China wants to take Taiwan out, right, Kristen?
Yeah, they've wanted it for a long time. Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want them to do it, but I can't believe they haven't done it yet. The weakness, that's probably the worst thing about, we're so vulnerable right now because this guy wouldn't have enough sense to, come in out of the rain, like if it was getting wet. And so we're the laughing stock of the world, and China should take out Taiwan, and Russia should keep taking out Ukraine, and everyone should just do whatever they want to do because what's he going to do about it?
Right. Nothing, because he probably doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Can't wait till 2024 if we make it to 2024. So what's one good thing? You got a good thing then? What's something good going on in the,
One
in the
good,
world
one
right
bad.
now?
We'll sandwich this sucker.
Oh, so
Yeah.
something good in the world.
Yeah. Doesn't even have to do with Biden. Let's just lighten the mood.
Couple months. Well, I'm actually going to tie it in with Biden. Couple months ago, he passed a bill, and it directly affects solar. The federal government, up until he passed the bill, was offering everyone in the country that they would pay 26% of what it would cost a homeowner to get a solar shingled roof or a solar roof, any solar panel shingles. And in that bill, he took that up to 30% for the next 10 years. The government will pay 30% to all homeowners. They'll pay 30% of what a homeowner would have to pay to get solar on their roof. So, I mean, from my perspective, I guess that's a good thing. But all the other crap in the bill, if I got to vote on it, I would have voted the bill down.
Well, I mean, and eventually those discounts or money, that comes from somewhere, probably our pocket. Probably bananas are going to go up probably $10 a bundle. I don't know.
No doubt.
So 2024 is coming. Who do you think is going to be president in 2024? If you had to pick today, somebody.
Well, I mean,
Anybody.
If Trump runs, I would think once again he would win, like he won this last election. But is it going to be stolen?
Right. You don't know.
The world witnessed the most horrific thing. Maybe not the wrong word. The most, the biggest steal that has ever happened on the planet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When they at 10 o'clock, they were getting ready to swear Trump back in for a second term. By 2 a.m, or by the time we all woke up, all the numbers had changed. I mean, do you know that Donald Trump got 7 million more votes This is a fact. You can Google it. 7 million more votes than any other president, incumbent president in the history of the United States.
Yeah.
Now, why am I saying that? Why is that important? It's not even mathematically possible that he would have lost. No president because he got 7 million more than Barack Obama. Barack Obama was, when he was incumbent for his second term, Barack Obama got, but
Right.
Barack Obama's numbers, Donald Trump numbers, and any incumbent that came close to those type of numbers never lost. They were
Right.
reelected.
Yeah. Well,
That's just one small little mathematical fact about the 2020 election that, if you have half a brain, you got to say to yourself that, well, that's interesting, 7 million, but he's the first incumbent president
Yeah.
that didn't win, and yet he got more votes than any other incumbent president in the history of the United States.
Well, and you should be able to question stuff. That's my big thing.
Yeah.
It's you should be able to question stuff. If you feel like there's an issue with this or that, there shouldn't be a problem with being able to questioning it or look into it some more or whatever. Because how do we know? How do we know what's right or wrong? We don't know what the government or anybody does behind closed doors that has millions and millions of dollars. They could sway anything.
I got a question for Kristen along those lines. What we see how American, what David was just talking about, things being censored. Like you're saying, we should be able to question things, but it all kinds of get poo-pooed and gets pushed to the side, probably because there's a lot of truth to it. Isn't that kind of what was your faith in what the media in China? Seeing how they were a communist country, which I would think they would have really suppressed the truth as a communist country.
Yeah, well, you definitely get, with their media, it would be a lot different because you don't get the two sides how we do here, So it's you've kind of got one message that's being played and kind of whatever message they want you to hear.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It's people definitely still question things there. Obviously there are people who, that may not like what's happening, but there's limited, that's one nice thing about democracy is usually if there's something you don't like, and at least in America, every 4 years you have the opportunity to vote a new president in.
Right.
And
Right.
so, when it's the difference between that and a one party system, then it's you don't really have much of an option. It's whatever the party wants goes, and if I don't like it, then there's not much you can do about it. So there were actually recent, because of the lockdowns and everything happening, there was a recent protest in Beijing that happened. Someone put up a banner, just basically protesting against the president and against the lockdowns and everything that's been happening. And that doesn't happen in China at all. It doesn't happen in Beijing, especially in the capital. And then when people were going on Weibo and searching, which is China's Facebook sort of, but they're searching Beijing, and they would go on and it's the capital of China. So that, obviously people are posting about that probably millions of times in a day, but they went on and there were only 900 posts about Beijing because they were wiping everything on there because they were wiping it off. So people, they didn't want that getting out. So yeah, it's very different. In the day to day, when you're living there, it's normal life for the most part. COVID stuff aside, everything's normal life. You don't really notice too much day to day. Some things are better just because of, when depending on what you want to do in life, there's certain opportunities that you can have that you may not have here, but it's pros and cons. You have to, you kind of have to decide what you want more, which luckily, we can, but definitely
in America with gas and Biden doesn't even know where he's at. If they don't put an ice cream cone in his hand, which they did that the other day, so I was very happy about that.
Calms him down.
Yeah, but it's the same here. Like, my life is good in Myrtle Beach, and the craziness, other than, what I have to pay to fill up my truck. But I mean, the craziness for the most part isn't here in my world, and life goes on every day.
Right.
So I kind of get what you're saying.
And luckily here, we do have more of an opportunity to like make change. It's like,
Yeah.
we don't have one thing that's, this is pretty set for however long. And we have the ability to at least, like we can go protest and it'll be on the news and our voice could potentially get heard to a larger audience.
Yeah.
Instead of shut down. And so that's one thing that's nice, is you can feel like you can make more of a change, I guess, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Well, that's why I always say, even like with like the canceling stuff, it's like, just let people say whatever. Like, let people, they should be able to say.
I feel with social media.
Let it,
and stuff.
yeah. Because
I'd
if you don't
rather
want to hear it,
let
log
all out
off.
Yeah.
Right?
Let it all
Like, why are we
Yeah.
banning people? All this stuff.
Well,
So,
I think
David.
sometimes you run
Yeah.
into trouble when you monitor too much.
You have young kids. Last night on World News Tonight, I heard 70% of hospitals in the United States are overrun right now with young children being admitted with RSV and respiratory issues. And they were, whether they were right or not, they were connecting it to the last couple of years. These kids have been indoors and haven't been able to get the viruses that and the sickness and the colds that a child would get normally in a 2-year span. And so I guess with the flu season coming up or whatever, it's good to have the flu back. That's nice to have the flu back. It went away during COVID. Heart attacks went away. Hangnails went away. All we had was COVID.
everything went away.
Yeah. So now we got, heart attacks and cancer and all that good stuff is back again. So we're getting back to normal. But COVID has taken a back seat. I think COVID had to go away in order for the Democrats to win midterms. I think that's why COVID has gone away. I'm not sure, but that's my theory. But 70% of hospitals in the country, like are or whatever, 70. Did you hear about this? Did you know that a lot of kids are getting sick?
No, I haven't really looked into it, but I will say, I mean, I think that there's got to be some truth to it. And if you didn't know about our podcast, Uncle Bobby, you can say whatever you want because we don't fact check. So it could be true, it could be not be true. Who knows, right? It doesn't matter.
We let it go, and people need to fact check for themselves. They figure it out themselves.
That's right.
David Muir on World News Tonight last night, which I don't watch it anymore, but every now and then maybe I watch it. And all of our kids are getting sick right now.
I believe that though, because when our kids started back in back to school, because we moved from Kentucky, they were out. Moved to New York, they were out a whole nother year, and then they finally started back up again. And there was a lot of like kids getting sick, even just getting like small things, just constant, because their bodies weren't used to being around like other people, their bacteria, whatever.
Do you think part of it is like we're more sensitive to that, like emotionally, like we're just more aware of it too? Like, because kids will get sniffles and stuff all the time, but I feel like now I'm more aware when I'm in the grocery line. If I hear someone cough behind me, I'm like, oh, like what's going on with them? Like I'm more aware of that.
Is it COVID?
Like, I'm paying attention to that more. Whereas
right.
I would never even think twice about that. But now I'm like, oh, what's wrong with them? Should I step further away from them? Like,
yeah, right. Somebody's watching live and they're commenting. Somebody commented and said that we should name our show Political Nonsense.
I like that. That's funny.
Yeah. Can we go ahead?
I just want to confess everything I've said that had political implications tonight. To the best of my knowledge, I'm under the impression that it's correct and true.
Listen, I believe it. I believe it all. So,
you believe
but
anything.
again, I believe anything. It doesn't matter. And well, that's the thing, though, is like
the world's flat too.
I believe the world's flat. I don't think we went to the moon. It's just you never know. They lie about so much stuff. They lie about what Biden, is doing if he's still alive. Maybe he's not even alive. Can we say that?
Oh, jeez.
Let's
I
shift.
had to stop watching some of that stuff.
Yeah, eventually you just got to turn
I
it off.
wanted it to be true, and it was like I wasn't selling as many roofs as I was supposed to be selling because I was busy watching that crap. So I had to get my life back.
Yeah, eventually you just got to shut it off because it either makes you angry or if it makes you frustrated or like whatever. Like, so you shut it off and then it's like everything's fine. Like right now, everything seems fine. So let's shift. Let's tell one more story because we're going to wrap it up. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we were together, Key West. Do you remember this, Uncle Bobby? We went to a beach, and I'm going to tell a story. Hopefully I don't think we get in trouble. It's past the years. They can't prove it until this confession here.
Oh, I bet I know where you're going. Go ahead.
We were there. We were taking conch shells.
I know it. I
know
that's what you were going to say.
And Grandma Bone was floating in the ocean with
her
conch.
anyways, and she's gone, so we're off the hook.
Yeah, that's right. Blame it on Grandma. You can't prosecute us. But we were all taking conch shells. Well, I think we all ended up getting a conch shell. I think I might have one somewhere. But I remember Grandma just floating in the ocean, bobbing these conch shells down to get them out to where she was.
So we always joke that like she looked like Ursula because she had this bathing suit that had like the skirt attached, and she's gathering everything and putting it under her skirt as she moves along.
Yeah.
Your dad and I, we came back to the trailer, and we cooked them, and of course that fried them, and we pulled those suckers out of there and we ate them.
Right.
Yeah.
I never tried it.
It's kind of rubbery.
Well, the funny thing about the story is I don't think we knew it was a fine until we were walking back to the car and we saw a sign that said it was like, what, $1,000 fine if you take it. Yeah. Something crazy. So hopefully it was.
That's when we all did the right thing. We tucked them a little bit deeper into our baby.
we still took them.
No one wanted a fine. So what do? You tuck them a little bit deeper.
That's right. And then, so basically that conch shell like dinner you had was like a $500 dinner. So
better been good.
Do you remember we were playing basketball down there? How sunburned Michael got?
Oh yeah,
he was that was his chubby years, and
burnt like a tomato.
Dude has the whitest skin, and it's kind of funny that he married a partially black lady, and now he's got dark-skinned kids, and the dude. And well, he didn't marry her yet. Yeah, that's true.
They're married by default.
Can you guys get on him about that, please?
A few more years, and it's what the common law marriage, right?
Common law marriage. Yeah, I mean it's about that time, anyways.
He's going to have a whole infield, like he's going to have a whole baseball team before he gets married. I mean, he should just get married.
Yeah, he should. Well.
By the way, I'll tell you something you don't know. They're not going to let Tiara go past November 27th, which is 38 weeks. So sometime between now and November 27th, she's going to have those babies.
Oh, they're coming. They're coming.
Being a grandpa times how many?
8.
8 times 8.
How many do your mom and dad have?
They're going on 9.
Yeah, is it 9?
Yeah.
Oh, Matt and Kate is 9?
Yeah, they'll be 9 when they have the baby.
They did that just because we caught up to them. That's all.
That's right. He's got to keep. Somebody better tell Sailor we need to have another one just to get us an advantage.
I'm not having any, so you guys have plenty of time to catch up.
Well, Michael's our only hope.
Yeah, he just keeps popping them out.
I've got a question.
All right, go ahead. Hurry up.
Wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for 1 week? I know which one I would do. I would do the underwear because then I get it over with.
Oh.
I guess it is 1 week, right?
Same socks for a month or underwear. I probably wore the same pair of underwear for a week, so I've done that.
That's no big deal for you then.
He's like, I'm on 2 weeks right now. Uncle Bob was on 2 weeks.
It was a little rough peeling them off for my weekly shower at the end of that week. I'm just saying. I don't want to divulge too much, but that was rough. I like clean socks, so I do the underwear for a week.
Yeah, I like clean socks too. I'm probably gonna have to do the underwear as well.
Yeah.
I can't stand, especially if you're sweating them. You don't know, like being up on a roof, like you're gonna be sweating in those socks.
Oh, right. Yeah, you take your socks off at night, and yeah.
Just
So
let
we
your
all
underwear-
said underwear, huh?
yeah, underwear. We're wearing
Unanimous.
underwear.
Yeah.
Underwear for a week.
All right, somebody on the comment said Uncle Bobby's the man. So
Who's this?
Really?
yeah, Luke
Wow, nice.
Luke Barney.
Thank you. Thank you very much, America.
So,
America.
oh, do I? America, that's right.
I don't have a hat. I shouldn't wear a hat.
Yeah,
Yes,
Uncle
Kristen,
Bobby
you
was
gotta
half
get a hat.
naked before we started, and then he
I
changed.
know.
and-
I'm actually sitting here in my boxers, but y'all can't tell that. David
Yeah,
had
don't
a
show-
white shirt on. Kristen, you should have had a white shirt. I went and got and long sleeve.
It's kind of white. It's a light gray.
Is it? Mine says. Can you see what my shirt says?
You
don't
what?
go too low. Don't go too
I
low.
know. I'm good. I got it. Key West.
Key West.
I went to
Nice.
Key West. My company took me to Key West, and all of us who do really
That
well.
souped-up house,
I
right?
saw that.
What'd you say, Kristen?
In that you were in that souped up house.
Yeah, the MTV something or other. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
where you stayed.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
It was
I love
cool.
those shows.
Yeah.
I wish my company would do something like that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't get into it. Don't get into it. I have another would you rather. Kristen, keep talking. I'm gonna go grab my things. We'll do one more, and then we'll finish.
I've got another would you rather. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page or bite your tongue every time you eat?
Oh, both of those hurt so bad. Do you have you ever bit your tongue chewing gum or whatever?
Yeah.
So that really hurts.
Yeah. David
Like-
almost bit a hole in his tongue.
I bleed. I bite my tongue so hard that it bleeds, and it brings tears to my eyes. But paper cut, oh gosh.
But how often?
think
well,
I-
maybe with your work, I don't end actually turn pages too often lately, just because I have a Kindle
Yeah,
for my books. So I
Yeah.
might go with the paper cut one, just because I feel like that would be the less. I'm eating way more than I'm turning pages. But
I
I don't even know the question, but I'm doing paper cut because I can't stand biting my tongue.
I can't stand biting my tongue either. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like a true paper cut, like really hurts, right? It hurts
Yeah.
pretty bad, right?
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
it's a little paper cut.
I'm gonna go with biting my tongue,
Whoa.
and I can't cuss when I bite my tongue because my tongue
you
is
can't.
disabled. So paper cut, oh man, you can let it fly. So
According to the little cussing documentary that was on Netflix or something, Nicolas Cage did it, I think. But was it Nicolas Cage? Anyways, according to this documentary, if you cuss when you're in pain, it makes you're able to bear it like 10% more or something. Like you're able
Really?
to bear
Really?
more pain and lift more weight. They did a like mini study. Who knows how true it is?
So
Right.
so cussing's good.
Cussing is actually good for you. It makes you stronger.
It makes you stronger. I'm gonna preach about that on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to go off right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
good.
no, cussing's still bad. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We don't fact check. All right, last one. All right, we do this. It's like if you had to, so you got to choose one of these two. All right.
Okay.
Says, all right. First one is have an incurable disease that is slowly turning you into a garden gnome,
Oh my gosh, sounds awful.
or have a pouch like a kangaroo that Kanye West lives in. So what do you want?
That would be annoying.
I'm gonna have to take my chances with Kanye.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kanye West too. He can live in my little kangaroo pouch.
Yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
want to turn into a gnome. Like you would die, right? Or can you be
I don't know,
alive?
maybe it's a living gnome. I don't know.
I was
Imagine
thinking
imagine
gnome.
little
I didn't-
like
I didn't know where you were gonna go with the disease, and I had already come up with an answer. Michael's gonna give me the whole bottle of morphine on the first round, so
Nice.
there won't be this all night visual. I already
That's
told
right.
him,
Nailing
like,
from
if
there.
that's where I'm at, just
Take me.
Yeah. Tell everyone to give me a kiss goodbye, whatever they're gonna do, and just do it, and only leave a little bit left for you.
Sounds great. That's going to be quite the day if you ever have an incurable disease.
Michael's my go-to.
You need to have
home, brother.
one last like big family pool party before that day comes,
Yes.
and then
That
we'll
was
send you home.
really cool.
You out on
Yeah, that
your
was
pool
fun.
floaty, and we'll just let you float there all doped up.
Yeah,
Yes.
till
Yeah.
he leaves.
If I fall off, it's good. Like no one will have to save me. No lifeguards, just right to the bottom.
Just let him be.
Well, I mean,
There was, by the way, there was
so.
almost 20 of us in my pool at one point.
Yeah.
True. There were a lot of us there that one day.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good.
We'll have to do it again soon.
Yes.
All righty. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us, Uncle Bobby. We're going to definitely have to get you back on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
If any more of my fans made comments, just text them to me. It'll help me sleep better tonight.
All right, well, maybe we need to start making like merchandise, and we'll put like your face on it and stuff, and start selling it. So
Something. We should make some money. I mean, if they like me, then we need to figure out how to make some money. I'll give you guys a large portion of it because Kristen really needs it, and you need it just as bad because you work for the Salvation Army and they don't pay you anything. So,
You might need it more than me.
I'll get into that. We'll get into that next episode when you're on.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. All right, everybody, thank you for listening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next episode.